So on the Transfer Talk show today, we're going to be talking about Rasmus Hjlund and how close is a deal actually between Manchester United and Atalanta. Because we do know that Manchester United are desperate for a striker and we need to get one in before the start of the season. We're also going to talk about outgoings. Is Fred potentially about to move to Galatasaray? We're going to talk about Scott McTominay, and we're also going to talk about a outgoing in relation to the goalkeeping area with Manchester United, with a young goalkeeper potentially moving, and one that I think we've all been kind of impressed with over pre-season. But let's get right into it. So let's start with Rasmus Hojlund, and as we know, Manchester United are desperate for a number 9. We really are, aren't we? I think it's been evident throughout pre-season that we really lack an out-and-out number 9 in that area. Look, we do know Anthony Martial is coming back and training again, trying to get back to full fitness before the start of the season, but we know also we can't rely on him on, I suppose, his injury record last year. Marcus Rashford has played up front a number of times throughout pre-season. I think it's pretty clear to see how more effective Rashford is playing on the left-hand side than he is through the middle. So we know number 9 is vital for Manchester United. Fabrizio Romano has come out and said that Rasmus Hjlund could potentially only be 48 hours away from signing from Manchester United. We have heard over the past few weeks, past few days, maybe a couple of weeks, that personal terms have been agreed, that a length of the contract has been agreed, 5 years with the option of another year as well. He supposedly has agreed his personal terms in terms of wages and stuff like that as well. It's just down to Manchester United and Atalanta agreeing a fee. We know Manchester United did put in a verbal offer for him of 50 million plus 10 in add-ons. And look, I do think it's probably going to be add-ons that gets this deal over the line. Manchester United haven't got unlimited funds to spend this summer, but we do know that a number 9 is a priority. So it's probably going to be add-ons to get this deal over the line. We seen yesterday reports suggesting that PSG had bid 50 million for him also, but they're not willing to go above that in any way, shape or form. Rasmus Hjlund did also agree personal terms with PSG, only on the basis that the deal with Manchester United falls through. So it does look like Manchester United are going to offer more than PSG. It's just, I suppose, I think we're in the final stages now of this deal potentially getting done, and I think maybe Manchester United are dotting the I's, crossing the T's before, agreeing a fee with Atalanta. So let's keep an eye on that one. Let's talk about outgoings as well for Manchester United. As we know, Fred has been a hot topic over the last few days, potentially going to Galatasaray. There has been reports suggesting that representatives from Galatasaray have flown to England in the last few days to potentially get a deal closed for that as well. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Look, we do know Fred is potentially going to leave. There has been interest from Fulham as well. Fulham are not happy with the price that Manchester United are looking for. So not that they're completely excluded, and gone out of the race, because, you never know what could happen. But it does look like Galatasaray is going to be the new destination for Fred. There was some reports suggesting as well that he could potentially go to Saudi Arabia. And as fans and as a club in general, when we're looking to, get as much funds in as possible to reinvest into the squad, when you hear Saudi Arabia, you go, okay, let's sell him there. But look, a lot of things have to fall into place before that can be done as well. Player has to want to go there. Player has to agree terms, a length of contract, all of these kind of things. It looks like it is going to be Galatasaray. And I think it is going to be the case that United, after we sign Rasmus Hjlund, it's going to be players out before we can get players in. So the sooner we can get some of these deals done, the better. Scott McTominay is another one. Now, we do know that West Ham are interested still in Scott McTominay. They've got a big, huge Declan Rice size hole in their middle of in the midfield within their team, and they are looking to, obviously get a replacement in for him. Manchester United know that. I think they put a 40 million price tag on Scott McTominay's head. So we do know, and we mentioned this before when United were kind of half linked with Declan Rice, that I thought it would have been wise for West Ham to get their business done in terms of getting in a replacement before they sell Declan Rice, because every team now that's West Ham are going to negotiate with are going to know that they've got £100 million to spend. So I think Manchester United are right in relation to looking for maybe 40 to 45 million for him. Now, we've seen on the opposite side that, when we've gone and looked at Mason Mount and Andre Onana, that the selling club can put the bid or can put the price tag high, and then the other club will come in maybe low, and we'll meet somewhere in the middle. So I do think it would be a good move for Scott McTominay to go to West Ham. I've said that on numerous occasions. We do need to kind of reinvigorate that midfield. We've got Casemiro, we've got now Mason Mount. We've seen over pre-season, especially in Real Madrid game, that Christian Eriksen, is probably doesn't have the pace, doesn't have the physicality to play consistently in the midfield. So I would like to maybe get rid of some midfielders and get in some new ones. Now, that brings us directly onto Amrabat. And I suppose the connections with Amrabat have kind of gone a bit cold over the last few days. I think it was David Ornstein yesterday that mentioned that a deal is not as close for Amrabat to Manchester United as a lot of people have been claiming, and that it's going to be outgoings first for Manchester United before we can sign another midfielder. So I think that's why it's most important that we can get maybe players out like Scott McTominay, like Fred, maybe Donny van de Beek, another one. I'm not 100% sure. It does look like he would potentially go. I think there was links a week or two ago with him to Celtic. So look, it's going to be interesting. We do need to get players out before we can sign additional players. We've had the budget for goalkeeper, central midfielder and a number 9, which is hopefully going to be used up now in the next few days with Rasmus Hjlund. So after that, it's going to be outgoings to generate funds to get some further incomings with Amrabat. If you do want maybe another centre back, there's talks of Harry Maguire going as well. So yeah, I think that's going to be interesting. Other reports today are suggesting in the goalkeeping front that Manchester United are potentially going to let Matic Kovar go to Sparta Prague. Now, they have put a price tag of £7 million on his head. Sparta Prague don't want to pay that much. Now, it's come as quite a surprise because he played a couple of games in pre-season. He looked really good. He looked very comfortable on the ball. Everybody was raving about him. So the fact that Manchester United are looking to maybe let him go is an interesting one. It does maybe, I suppose, strengthen the fact that Manchester United are probably going to go out and sign another goalkeeper in this transfer window before it ends. Of course, we've been linked with Suzuki from Japan. There has been reports suggesting that he doesn't want to maybe make a move at this time because he wants to play and continue to play regular first team football to continue his development more so than going and being a number 2 and sitting on the bench an awful lot. You can understand that as well, of course you can. But Manchester United are going to need a second goalkeeper if we sell the likes of Matic Kovar, because we know it's basically just Tom Heaton as backup at the moment. We've seen Nathan Bishop play throughout pre-season as well, so I don't think he's quite up to the standard as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what Manchester United do. Again, look, it does look like Rasmus Hjlund is going to get done, hopefully by the end of next week, you would hope. I would like to see him maybe get at least one pre-season game in under his belt before he comes in and plays. Now look, he is playing games in pre-season with Atalanta. They're on tour as well, so he is getting game time. He is staying sharp. He's not sitting at home eating a bowl of cornflakes. He's out training, but of course you want to get him in and get him in under Erik ten Hag as quickly as possible, get him used to playing with his teammates, the new style of football that he's going to be playing under ten Hag. And of course, United are playing in Dublin, which I'm going to on Sunday week. So it would be great if we have him signed by then, and hopefully he could play in Dublin for Manchester United also. But look, like I said, he's the priority at the moment. Then it's going to be outgoings before I think we sign anybody else. But again, we did hear Laurie Whitwell say yesterday that Manchester United don't specifically have to sell all of their players in this transfer window. FFP is going to come into play for United. They are going to have to get players off the books, but they can also sell them in January. So it doesn't all have to be done in this one transfer window. So that, I suppose, does bring a little bit of wiggle room for Manchester United. But let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. Let me know, Do you think Rasmus Hjlund is going to get done soon? Get into the comments. Let me know. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 4,000 subscribers. So please hit the subscribe button if you're new and help us out. But yeah, really appreciate it. We're going to be live tonight from 7:30 to talk about all of these in depth. So make sure you're joining us at 7:30 as well. And I'll talk to you then.